Hi. Woohoo, live. Hi, how are you? Don't mind my makeup because it is a hot mess express. My daughter decided to do my my eyeshadow for the 4th of July. Anyways, this is my attempt to correct it because I know today's the day that I needed to get you these messages before July gets a going, as it will. So this is crazy. This is crazy. I literally pulled the same card as last month. So, June was rebirth. Guess what, y'all? We're still rebirthing. Birth takes forever, right? This month is the official full-on month of the Pluto return, like the height. Again, y'all know I'm not an astrologer, but I do use it as a map, right? Whether you believe it or not, astrology is a map. As above, so below, they meant the stars. And Pluto is death and rebirth. So it would make sense that this card is back up. Though we're further along in the birthing process, right? Like the beginning of birth, is a lot different than the middle, is a lot different than the end, is a lot different than the pushing. So as I get going here, I'm going to tap in a little bit more into, which stage we're in of the birth. I mean, obviously it's still the pain. It's still the pain. It's still the shock. I mean, this reversal of Roe versus Wade is, just splitting us even more. It's invoking in sheer terror in the hearts of most women, not the privileged women who are like, well, of course I take care of a baby, wouldn't you? I have all the resources. But then we have, right, the polarity, the dynamic of the fact that there's not enough resources for the people we have here. We have, limited formula, limited clean water, formula to feed the babies, limited clean water. I mean, in my own life, what I noticed this year so far was like the prequel of these structures in America collapsing. So like, my daughter's bus not showing up and me calling and saying, hi, where's the bus? Gotta go to work, got appointments, got things to do. And them saying, oh, we just don't have enough people. And I was like, why didn't you call me? And they were like, well, because we don't have enough people to call you. I mean, it's just insane. And then in my part of town, I think they went to the post office, the North London post office, and 400,000 pieces of mail just weren't delivered. Right? And then towards the end of last month, we had our them purposely turn off the power grids. And so for 2 days with no power is just enough to let you know how reliant we are on government daddy. My daughter, the one who did this god-awful eyeliner, also thinks it's hilarious that I call the government daddy. But here's the thing. We are so reliant upon government daddy, on the on these systems, on these structures, right? If the grocery store generator, right, if it's out of energy, what are you going to eat? We have to not only have our own personal rebirth, but we're having a rebirth of society. It's not working. It's not working. As soon as we went into this nuclear family unit, right? It's me plus my partner, my marriage partner, my partner, and then, 2.5 kids or 1.5 dogs and a cat. We were sold this American dream. Yeah, I'm saying this on the 4th of July. We were sold this American dream that is not making very many people happy, right? But why is that? What is this that we're rebirthing to, right? So if the nuclear family structure isn't working, and oh my gosh, all the calls I had to my daughter's school this year, they're like, sorry, we don't, they're like, we don't even, like, we're barely functioning. I swear the lady at the front desk said that to me several times. Like, well, we're all barely functioning, so we can't really help you and your family and your child. I'm like, what? What is happening? And I know it's not just me, and I know we each are being affected in our own ways, in our outside world and our inside world. What I teach in the New Era movement and ministry is about what you can do, right? What can you do? How can you be proactive? And what do we focus on, right? Like we can go scream at government daddy all we want, and it's not all or nothing. Like it feels good, right? It feels good to like we have to move that energy, and plus we get to connect with like-minded people and feel somewhat empowered. But the real solutions, where do they lie, right? Well, it's in what we're birthing. What we're birthing. I have some visions of what we're birthing, but let's move on and keep it to this month, because I could go on a whole, here comes the apocalypse, and I'm not talking about the religious apocalypse. I'm talking about when you Google apocalypse, it says revolutions, revelations of truth. And the truth is, we build our lives on structures that just weren't sustainable. But for this month, wow, look at this. This was a little sneak peek, huh? It is called karmic relationships. This is Iranian energy, right? The planet, we've all seen it, right? It's like, you know, connected, the brother star system to Sirius. Like, you know, the star energy from Orion is very, very much the sacred warrior, right? And if you worked with me, you've gotten readings with me, or you've done any of my workshops, you've probably heard me mention about the sacred warrior. The sacred warrior is the informed, heart-based movement warrior. So this is, you know, we are in a war. We are in a war. A war in the stars, a war, you know, a war between minds, a war between polarity and conflict. And you know, this particular card is talking about karmic relationships as well as polarity, right? So these extremes of polarity, you know, soul growth through conflict. So we didn't come here to Earth School. Some of us did. Some of us learned through sweetness and pleasure and joy. God bless those little priestess ladies, you know, those little trust fund babies that, you know, get to go to Costa Rica and they're like, I'm doing my coffee enema and I'm drunk on coconut water and this is true spirituality, honey. And it is. That's an experience, and doesn't really grow your soul very much. Further along, or advanced souls are having lots of conflict, right? Extremes in polarity and duality. You know what's coming through for me right now? I don't know if you like Florence and the Machines or not, but she has a new album with a song. And I listened to the song a couple times, and then I had a dream where Florence came to me as a sacred ascended master, spiritual master, and she said, a lyric from the song, she said, heaven is here if you want it. Open your eyes and see. And she like pushed on my third eye, and I was like, whoa. And so, you know, there's this messaging that we are headed towards something beautiful. Now, if you have been following me for a while, you know that if you didn't do the work of 2020, right? 2020 was bad medicine. It was bad medicine. That's another death and rebirth. So we had our very first contraction, right, in the birth process. Maybe you've been having them before. I feel like my contraction, I had some pre-contractions in 2018 that were just preparing me for the chaos of 2020, 2021, 2022, which is going all the way to 2025. So we're learning this month through conflict, and the guidance that I got from my spiritual guides is to stop trying to control it, stop trying to fix it, and observe. 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 How are you breathing? What's happening in your physical body? Are you in shock? Are you in denial? Are you in anger? Not judging this as one of them being good, bad, or right or wrong or the other, just noticing, right? Part of getting through the birthing process is being fully fucking present for it, okay? The top two needs of this month are inclusion. So I began to say, what is the solution if this, you know, independent, codependent, relying on government daddy, relying on, our one partner or our one parent or whatever. We've been isolated in these little divisions that are very, very lonely. The opposite is interdependence. Interdependence is what we human beings, what all animals in the mammal kingdom do, and what human beings did for thousands of years, is that we lived interdependently. I'm not talking about sharing one room with 10 people or anything. I'm just saying it because people go, oh, no. I need my house, my car, my chair, my TV, and my Netflix, right? Like, it's fine. And you still need your space, yes. But this independence, to what price is your independence coming? Right? What price does your ice cream bar in front of your Netflix cost you? You're about to find out. So inclusion is like, this card right now is speaking to letting things in. You gotta let people in again. You've gotta let your emotions in. You've gotta get to know your neighbors and begin, there's nothing like conflict to do that too, because you can't stay cushy and in your own world in conflict. You've got to reach out, right? When you're in birth, it's helpful to have support. Okay, let's lighten it up a bit, y'all. So for July, fun and play. Oh my God, thank you. I was so happy when I pulled this card. I was like, please. I feel like by mid-2020, I was trying to insist on fun and play. I'm like, no, I will dance and I will have fun and play. And the universe is like, Anyways, so have some fun, play, dance. There's nothing like moving energy during conflict. You got to move it before you can resolve it. Witness and move it. And then the last card is from my deck, the new era deck. Someday it'll be gorgeous. It's going to be like a Baron Reed type of mother freaking deck. But right now it's simple and it says water. When we're working with elements, right? So this would make sense because we're still in Cancer season, and we're going into Leo, which is fire. But right now we're in water. Drink water, bathe with water, bless yourself with water, clear yourself with water, clear your space with water, with sea salt. Water is movement without force. So what ways can you move? What do you have control over in your life and what do you not have control over? That's one of the biggest things you need to get your head wrapped around. Because you can't control government daddy. You can yell and scream at him all you want. And what does an unhealthy, icky daddy do? Nothing. Ignores, denies. What's that popular word people say? Deflects. Anyways, yeah. There's a time and a place. But I also, you don't want to just be sitting back watching it, Frozen. And if you are, just notice it. Love yourself anyways. But what kind of things can we do, right? I would say this month would be a good time for a water blessing your home and your body with water. I do a wonderful private session, either locally or on the phone, utilizing the sacred waters of the heart. If you feel like a lot of grief's coming up through the conflicts, if you're having trouble with the rebirth, remember your brain can't fix this problem and you have to reach out to someone who can facilitate and assist you. We are in this together. Have a little fun. Know that conflict isn't conflict. You learn more through conflict than sipping a coconut and doing a coffee enema and wherever, Costa Rica. God bless those people, those young souls. I get so jealous. You can tell by the way I'm saying. I'm just like, why do I have to be an old soul who came here to learn everything? I want to sip coconuts. You know what? I might still get to, because we live in a world of polarity, of duality, and duality insists on the pendulum swinging both ways. Leave your comments, like, subscribe. I am here for it. I'm here for your questions. Dawn-Thompson, I am here for your readings and your healings. The New Era movement is a body, mind, emotional, spiritual, energetic, and creative type of process. It is complex, but it is inclusive, and it is magical, and it is the formula for after we birth whatever the heck we're about to birth. All right, much love. Until next month. I hope this month goes slow. Summer's kind of going kind of fast. Take care.